Your kidneys are getting weaker, and you probably don't even realize it. One day you feel a little more tired after walking. A few weeks later, your feet begin to swell. Then suddenly, your doctor tells you something you never expected to hear. Your kidneys aren't filtering like they used to, and if you don't act now, dialysis may no longer be a distant fear. It becomes a possibility. Here's the scary truth most people never hear in time. Your kidneys quietly filter 200 liters of blood every single day. They remove toxins, balance minerals, and keep your heart beating at the right rhythm. But when they weaken, even slightly, toxins don't leave your body. They build up, they circulate, they damage. And it happens silently, because when kidney function drops, your body can't handle 3 dangerous minerals. Potassium. Too much of it can stop your heart without warning. Phosphorus. It pulls calcium out of your bones, making them weak and brittle. Sodium. It pushes your blood pressure higher and higher, crushing your kidneys even faster. This is the hidden filtration crisis, a crisis that steals energy, steals mobility, steals life. But here's the good news. You are not helpless. There are foods that slowly destroy weakened kidneys, and there are foods that heal them, lighten the load, and help your kidneys filter better than they have in years. Today's video will reveal 6 vegetables you should never touch if your kidneys are weak, and 4 healing vegetables that actually help you avoid dialysis and restore filtration, all backed by kidney physiology, all simple, all life-changing. So stay with me until the end, because one of these vegetables is probably in your kitchen right now, but you're eating it in the wrong way, and it may be silently damaging your kidneys every single day. Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Have you noticed swelling, fatigue, or changes in your kidney numbers recently? Your story can help someone else catch the warning signs early. Now let's get started. Vegetable number 1, spinach, the potassium and oxalate bomb. Most people think spinach is one of the healthiest vegetables on the planet, and for a healthy person, it is. But for weak kidneys, for someone whose filtration has already slowed down, spinach becomes one of the most dangerous foods you can put on your plate. Here's the shocking part most people never hear. Spinach is loaded with potassium. So much potassium that even a small bowl can push your daily limit far beyond what a weakened kidney can safely handle. And when potassium builds up in your blood, your heart begins to struggle. Your heartbeat becomes irregular. Your muscles feel weak. And in severe cases, doctors call it hyperkalemia, a condition that can stop your heart without warning. But potassium isn't the only threat hiding inside spinach. Spinach is also extremely high in oxalates, tiny crystal-forming compounds that your kidneys must filter out. When your kidneys are strong, they can handle it. But when they're weak, oxalates turn into sharp crystals that form kidney stones, block filtration, and damage the kidneys even further. And here's the trap most people fall into. Cooked spinach is even more dangerous than raw spinach. Why? Because when you cook it, it shrinks. A full plate of spinach turns into 2 bites, and without realizing it, you end up eating 3, 5, even 10 times more potassium and oxalates than your kidneys can manage. One bowl of sautéed spinach isn't just a side dish, it's a potassium overload that can push a compromised kidney closer to failure. This is why nephrologists all over the world warn CKD patients to avoid spinach or reduce it drastically. And the saddest part? Most seniors think they're eating healthy, when in reality, they're slowly putting more pressure on the very organs they are trying to protect. If your GFR is dropping, if your creatinine is rising, or if your doctor already told you to monitor potassium, spinach should be the first vegetable you remove from your plate. Now let's move to another hidden danger most people eat almost every single day. Vegetable number 2, potatoes, white and sweet. The hidden potassium load. Potatoes are comfort food. They're familiar, they're affordable, they're on almost every dinner table. But here's what most people with kidney problems never realize until it's too late. Potatoes, both white and sweet, are some of the highest potassium foods you can eat. And for weak kidneys, that's a silent disaster waiting to happen. Every time you eat a baked potato, mashed potatoes, French fries, or even sweet potato fries, you're feeding your bloodstream a massive wave of potassium that your kidneys must remove immediately. But what happens when your kidneys can't remove it? The potassium stays in your blood, it builds up, it circulates. And then the symptoms begin. Your legs feel heavy, your heartbeat becomes irregular, your muscles feel weak, you get tired faster than usual, and sometimes there's no warning sign at all. Doctors call this potassium retention, and it's one of the biggest reasons CKD patients end up in emergency rooms. Here's the part almost nobody knows. The potato skin is the most dangerous part. That crispy baked skin, that golden sweet potato peel, it contains concentrated potassium, Eating the skins can push your potassium levels far beyond the safe limit, even if the inside seems harmless. And it doesn't stop there. Even when you boil or bake potatoes, your kidneys still have to fight to clear the excess mineral load. Some CKD patients eat potatoes thinking, it's just a vegetable, how bad can it be? But for weakened kidneys, potatoes behave more like a potassium bomb, explosive, overwhelming, and incredibly hard to filter. If your GFR is declining, if you already struggle with swelling, fatigue, or abnormal heart rhythms, potatoes should be extremely limited or completely avoided. Because the truth is simple, your kidneys cannot afford the burden these familiar comfort foods bring. Now, let's move to something even more surprising. Vegetable number 3, tomatoes and tomato sauce. Tomatoes look innocent. They're bright, juicy, refreshing, and for most people completely harmless. But if your kidneys are weak, if your GFR is dropping, if your potassium levels are rising, tomatoes can quietly become one of the most dangerous vegetables on your plate, even though they're technically a fruit. Here's the hidden truth almost nobody with CKD realizes. Tomatoes are extremely high in potassium. A single cup of chopped tomatoes may not seem like much, but for someone with compromised kidney function, that single serving can push potassium levels higher than the kidneys can safely filter. And that's just the beginning. The real danger doesn't come from fresh tomatoes. It comes from tomato sauce. 1 cup of tomato sauce, just one, can contain nearly double or triple the potassium of fresh tomatoes. Why? Because the water is removed and all the minerals become concentrated. Every spoonful becomes a heavy potassium load your kidneys must fight to remove. Think about your daily meals: pasta, pizza, ketchup, marinara sauce, tikka and curry bases. Most of these are tomato heavy, and most CKD patients eat them without knowing the risk. And here's the scary part. Tomato products don't just raise potassium, they also increase acidity in the body, which forces weak kidneys to work even harder. This can accelerate kidney decline, increase fatigue, and worsen muscle weakness, all without causing any pain or warning sign. But there is a safe swap. Red bell pepper sauce. It looks the same, cooks the same, tastes slightly sweet, and contains a fraction of the potassium. It gives flavor without harming filtration. And for many people, it's the simplest dietary change that stabilizes their potassium levels. If you're serious about protecting your kidneys, tomatoes, especially sauces, must be limited or removed. Now, let's move to the next silent threat. Vegetable number 4, Swiss chard and beet greens, the nutrient overload. Your kidneys can't handle. Swiss chard and beet greens look like superfoods. Bright colors, tender leaves, rich flavor. They seem like the kind of vegetables every doctor would recommend. But here's the truth. Most people never hear. What makes these greens nutrient-dense is exactly what makes them dangerous for weak kidneys. Just like spinach. Swiss chard and beet greens are packed with extremely high potassium, extremely high oxalates, concentrated minerals that healthy kidneys can handle, but weakened kidneys cannot. And this is where the real danger begins. Every time you eat these greens, your kidneys must work extra hard to balance the sudden load of minerals flooding your bloodstream. But when filtration is already compromised, those minerals don't leave the body. They stay, they accumulate, they create stress inside the kidney tissue. Over time, this leads to muscle weakness, irregular heart rhythm, sharp kidney pain from oxalate crystals, higher creatinine, faster GFR decline, greater risk of kidney stones. But here's the part that surprises most people. These greens shrink dramatically when cooked, even more than spinach. A huge bowl of raw greens turns into a tiny scoop on your plate, and without realizing it, you end up eating 3 to 4 times more potassium than your kidneys can safely process. Even a healthy green smoothie with beet leaves or chard can spike potassium levels into dangerous territory. And many seniors drink them daily, believing they're helping their health, when in reality, they're pushing their kidneys further toward decline. If your kidneys are already under stress, if your GFR is dropping, if your doctor told you to monitor potassium or oxalates, Swiss chard and beet greens are 2 vegetables you should avoid immediately. Now let's move to another surprising culprit, a vegetable many people eat in soups, curries, desserts, and stews without knowing the risk. Vegetable number 5, winter squash and pumpkin, the sweet, silent potassium trap. Winter squash and pumpkin feel harmless. They taste mild. They look comforting. They show up in soups, stews, desserts, and holiday dishes. So most people assume they're perfectly safe. But for weak kidneys, for someone watching potassium levels closely, pumpkin and winter squash can become a hidden danger that pushes potassium far beyond the safe limit. Here's the part that surprises nearly everyone. Winter squash and pumpkin contain significantly more potassium than most people realize. They may not be as high as potatoes, but they still deliver a heavy mineral load that a healthy kidney can filter. But a compromised kidney cannot. And because these foods feel light, many seniors eat large portions without thinking twice. A bowl of pumpkin soup, a cup of stewed squash, a generous serving of roasted cubes. Each one quietly adds more potassium than your kidneys can handle. But the real issue isn't just potassium. Pumpkin and winter squash are also extremely dense, which means you eat more volume, you absorb more minerals, your kidneys must filter more waste, and the pressure on your filtration system increases. It's not one big serving that damages the kidneys. It's the daily routine. The soups, the sabzi, the curries, the stews, slow, steady potassium build-up day after day. And here's another hidden problem. As kidney function declines, the body struggles to maintain the delicate balance of minerals that control heart rhythm, muscle function, and fluid levels. A single bowl of winter squash can cause palpitations, muscle cramps, tingling in hands and feet, fatigue, fluid retention. All because the kidneys couldn't clear the excess potassium floating in the bloodstream. If your GFR is declining, if you're already avoiding potatoes and spinach, pumpkin and winter squash should also be on your watch list. Now let's move to the final and most overlooked danger of all, something almost every household uses weekly. Vegetable number 6, canned vegetables, the sodium trap that accelerates kidney damage. Canned vegetables seem convenient, quick, cheap, easy to store, and most people assume they're just as healthy as fresh ones. But for someone with weak kidneys, canned vegetables can become one of the worst hidden dangers in the entire kitchen. And here's why. It's not the vegetable itself that's the problem. It's the brine, the salty liquid the vegetables sit in for months, sometimes years. That brine is loaded with sodium, and sodium is the one mineral that failing kidneys struggle with the most. Every time you open a can, every time you pour out those vegetables, you're not just eating peas or beans or corn, you're eating a concentrated dose of sodium that forces your kidneys into overdrive. And when sodium builds up, your body reacts immediately, your blood pressure rises, your feet and ankles swell, your face looks puffier, your heart works harder, your kidneys weaken even more. It becomes a downward spiral. But here's the part most people never think about. Even low-sodium canned vegetables can be dangerous. Why? Because the vegetables absorb the salt over time. Rinsing them helps, but it doesn't remove everything. The sodium has already soaked into the food. This hidden sodium load leads to fluid retention, nighttime pressure headaches, shortness of breath, increased creatinine, faster GFR decline, higher risk of emergency hospitalization. And the saddest part? Many seniors switch to canned vegetables, thinking they're saving time or money, not realizing that every serving is silently damaging the very organs they're trying to protect. If your kidneys are already struggling, if your doctor warned you about sodium, if swelling and blood pressure are getting worse, canned vegetables are not your friend. Fresh or frozen is always safer. Always. Now that we've covered the 6 vegetables you must avoid, it's time to reveal the healing side, the foods that actually lighten the burden on your kidneys and help you avoid dialysis. Let's begin with the first healing vegetable. Healing vegetable number 1, cauliflower, the ultimate low potassium substitute. When your kidneys weaken, every meal becomes more than just food. It becomes a choice that either protects your filtration or damages it without warning. And that's why cauliflower is one of the most powerful healing vegetables you can add to your diet. Cauliflower does something remarkable. It gives your body the comfort and satisfaction of high potassium foods, without the mineral load that overwhelms weak kidneys. Think about the foods kidney patients must avoid. Potatoes, mashed potatoes, rice, even certain grains. They're filling, they're comforting. But for weak kidneys, they're simply too heavy. Cauliflower solves that problem instantly. Here's why. 1. Extremely low in potassium. Unlike potatoes or winter squash, cauliflower has a fraction of the potassium. This means your kidneys don't struggle, don't work overtime, and don't face a sudden mineral overload after eating it. 2. Incredibly versatile. This is what makes cauliflower a true kidney hero. You can turn it into mashed cauliflower, as soft as mashed potatoes, cauliflower rice, cauliflower roti mix, cauliflower soup, roasted cauliflower bites, so you still enjoy the foods you love, but without harming your kidneys. 3. Anti-inflammatory power. Weak kidneys create inflammation throughout the body, in the joints, in the muscles, in the digestive system. Cauliflower contains compounds that help reduce inflammation naturally, lightening the burden on your kidneys and improving overall filtration. 4. Rich in fiber, the good kind. As kidney function declines, digestion slows, toxins build up, and the gut becomes sluggish. Cauliflower's gentle fiber helps digestion move smoothly, which indirectly supports kidney function by reducing toxic waste. 5. Protects cells. From damaged cauliflower is loaded with antioxidants that shield your kidneys from oxidative stress, the same stress that slowly destroys kidney tissue over time. And the best part? You can replace almost any high potassium comfort food with cauliflower and immediately reduce the pressure on your kidneys. For many kidney patients, this single dietary shift makes an enormous difference in swelling, fatigue, and potassium levels. Now let's move to a healing vegetable that surprises almost everyone, a vegetable that tastes sweet, adds colour, and protects your kidneys at the same time. Healing vegetable number 2, red bell peppers, low potassium, high protection. Red bell peppers are one of the most kidney-friendly vegetables you can eat. They're sweet, they're crunchy. They add colour to any dish, and most importantly, they provide powerful nutrients without the mineral burden that weak kidneys struggle with. Here's why red bell peppers are considered a healing food for CKD patients. 1. Naturally low in potassium. Most vegetables high in flavour are also high in potassium, but red bell peppers are different. They give you taste, texture, and nutrients, while keeping potassium extremely low. This means your kidneys don't feel overwhelmed after a meal. Your potassium levels stay steady, your heart rhythm remains stable, and your filtration system gets a break instead of a battle. 2. High in vitamin C, the kidney shield. Red bell peppers contain more vitamin C than oranges. Vitamin C fights inflammation, supports immune function, and protects kidney cells from damage. For someone with declining kidney function, this antioxidant support is priceless. It slows down oxidative stress, the same stress that silently ages and weakens kidney tissue. 3. Rich in vitamin A and lycopene. These nutrients protect your eyes, skin, immune system, and most importantly, they reduce inflammation throughout the body. Less inflammation means less pressure on your kidneys. 4. Enhances flavor without salt. One of the biggest challenges for CKD patients is reducing sodium. Food often tastes bland without salt, but red bell peppers add natural sweetness and depth, allowing you to flavor your meals without reaching for the salt shaker. This single change can drastically lower your sodium load, reduce swelling, and stabilize blood pressure. 5. Easy to add to any meal. Raw, roasted, sautéed, baked, they fit anywhere. They brighten salads, soups, omelettes, sautéed veggies, and even kidney-safe sauces. Red bell peppers protect your kidneys, while making your meals enjoyable again. Now let's move to one of the most affordable, powerful, and underrated kidney-healing vegetables of all time. Healing vegetable number 3, cabbage, the kidney-cleansing powerhouse. Cabbage is one of the most underrated healing vegetables for weak kidneys. It's simple, it's inexpensive, and yet it provides some of the strongest protective benefits for CKD patients. The real power of cabbage comes from something most people have never heard of: phytochemicals. These natural compounds go into the body and begin breaking down harmful free radicals, the unstable molecules that damage kidney cells, speed up aging, and raise inflammation. For kidneys already struggling to filter toxins, this protection is essential, but that's not all. 1. Extremely low in potassium. While most leafy vegetables overwhelm the kidneys, cabbage keeps potassium low, very low. This makes it safe for daily meals, helping you eat with confidence instead of fear. Your kidneys don't get overloaded, your heart rhythm stays stable, your potassium levels remain in a safe range. 2. High in vitamin K and fiber. Vitamin K supports blood vessels and prevents calcification, a silent problem in CKD. And the gentle fiber in cabbage helps your digestion run smoothly, reducing toxin buildup in the body, which indirectly reduces pressure on the kidneys. 3. Naturally anti-inflammatory chronic inflammation is one of the biggest reasons kidney function declines. Cabbage helps calm this inflammation, allowing your kidneys to work without constant internal stress. 4. Incredibly versatile raw, steamed, sautéed, added to soups. Cabbage fits anywhere, and every serving gives your kidneys a chance to breathe. Now let's move to the final healing vegetable, one that transforms flavor and protects kidney function. Healing vegetable number 4, garlic and onions, the flavor that heals your kidneys. For kidney patients, flavor becomes a challenge. Salt is restricted, sauces are restricted, even common seasonings contain hidden sodium. But garlic and onions change everything. They don't just add taste, they heal. Garlic and onions are two of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods you can eat, and for weak kidneys, inflammation is one of the biggest threats. Every day, the kidneys battle swelling, cellular stress, and toxic buildup. Garlic and onions help calm that internal storm. 1. Anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial power. Garlic contains allicin, a compound known for fighting infections, reducing inflammation, and protecting kidney tissue. Onions contain sulfur compounds that help the body remove toxins more efficiently. Together, they support kidneys at the cellular level. 2. Completely safe potassium levels. Unlike spinach, potatoes, tomatoes, or dark greens, garlic and onions are extremely low in potassium. You can use them daily without stressing your kidneys or raising potassium levels. 3. They replace salt. Naturally, this is their greatest strength. Kidney patients often struggle with sodium limits, and without salt, food feels bland. But garlic and onions add deep, rich, satisfying flavor, helping you cut sodium without feeling deprived. Lower sodium means less swelling, lower blood pressure, slower kidney decline, better filtration. 4. They work with any kidney-safe dish. Soups, stir-fries, roasted vegetables, lentils, stews, garlic and onions enhance everything. They make kidney-safe eating enjoyable again, while healing your body with every bite. Now that we've covered the healing vegetables, let's move into the preparation method that can save your kidneys when you must eat high potassium foods. The leaching method, how to remove potassium when you must eat certain vegetables. Even with the best intentions, there are days when avoiding high potassium foods feels impossible. Family meals, cultural dishes, cravings. Sometimes the dangerous vegetables simply can't be avoided. That's where the leaching method becomes a lifesaver. The leaching method doesn't make a food completely safe, but it dramatically reduces the potassium load, giving your kidneys a fighting chance. Here's how it works. 1. Peel the vegetable completely. Most of the potassium sits close to the skin. Removing the peel instantly lowers your mineral intake. 2. Cut into small, thin pieces. The smaller the pieces, the more potassium escapes into the water. Thick chunks trap the minerals inside. 3. Soak for at least 2 hours. Place the sliced vegetables in warm water and let them sit for 2 hours or more. This allows potassium to slowly leach out. 4. Boil, then throw the water away. Boil the vegetables once. Discard the water completely, because that water now contains much of the potassium you don't want in your bloodstream. 5. Boil again in fresh water. This second boil removes even more potassium. It's the step most people skip, but it makes the biggest difference. Leaching won't turn potatoes or squash into kidney-safe foods, but it reduces the damage, making them less overwhelming for weakened kidneys. This method can slow potassium buildup, reduce symptoms, and protect you when avoiding certain foods is not an option. Now that preparation is clear, let's move to the final message. The heart of this entire journey. Eating to live. Protecting your kidneys with every bite. Conclusion. Eating to live. Your daily choices. Decide your kidney future. Your kidneys don't fail overnight. They weaken quietly, slowly, silently, until one day the symptoms become impossible to ignore. Swelling, fatigue, irregular heartbeat, rising creatinine, falling GFR, and for many, the fear of dialysis becomes very real. But here's the truth most people never hear. Dialysis is not destiny. Every meal you choose either protects your kidneys or pushes them closer to danger. You now know the 6 vegetables that overload the kidneys with potassium, oxalates, and sodium, foods that seem healthy but secretly exhaust the very organs trying to keep you alive. And you also know the 4 healing vegetables that do the opposite, foods that lighten the kidney's workload, reduce inflammation, protect filtration, and support your body from the inside out. Cauliflower, red bell peppers, cabbage, garlic and onions, simple foods, powerful medicine. When you replace the villains with these heroes, your kidneys feel the difference. Your body feels the difference. Your numbers begin to stabilize, your swelling decreases, your energy improves, and your hope returns. You can't control everything, but you can control what you eat. And for someone with CKD, diet is the strongest weapon you have to slow the disease and avoid dialysis for years. Now I want to hear from you. Which vegetable surprised you the most today? Tell me in the comments below. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay with us for more life-changing kidney health tips. Stay strong, stay aware, and most importantly, eat to live.